Hey True Believers, Englentine here with another weekly countdown of comic books sold to customers. These are not the books sold from just diamond distributions to the comic shops. These are the ones that people are going into the comic shops and leaving with. Also, we're going to take a ride on over to Comixology online to see what digital comic books people are walking away with as well. So, before we start all that though, we have to pay homage to the comic shops who have taken place in this. So by all means, if you are in any of the areas here, go check out these comic shops. Don't forget to visit your own local comic book shop. Let's keep these shops open. And I'm going to say the word shop one more time just to make it an even 10 in 1 minute. There you go. I don't know if that's true. You could count, but I'm not going to. Anyway, let's get to the top 10 comic books. These are the floppies sold to customers. Number 10, Old Man Hawkeye. Oh, that is a cool cover, isn't it? Darth Vader uses the Force to get into the top 10 at number 9. That didn't sound intimidating. It was more like an English Elmer Fudd. I am just sorry I did that now. Captain America Jesus, Lord in heaven, I can't talk today. Anyway, it's Captain America 598 got into the 8th spot. That's what I'm trying to say. Except it's 698, and I said it wrong. Gosh, darn it. Anyway, it's at the number 8 spot. You know what? I'm not editing this. I'm going to keep all of my mistakes in. All of my... God dang it, I can't talk. This video will take forever if I try to edit out all of my mistakes while I'm going. I'm leaving them in. What am I on now? Number 7? I think it's number... Flash, number 40 at number 7. Marvel 2-in-1 number 3 makes it to number 6. This is a book everybody should be reading. Just gonna say that. Get that out there right now. Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 42 is in... What is this? 5? Number 5. Holy Toledo, I can't believe people are still buying this crap. Avengers No Surrender Chapter 6 is in the number 4 spot. Action Comics 997. What is this, like a booster shot or something like that? It's in the number 3 spot. Oh my goodness, a Batman book is near the top at number 2. Batman Detectives 974. Which, of course, means Dark Knight Rising Wild Hunt makes to the top. Number 1, surprising nobody. That's about right. Yeah, seeing Dark Knight Rising is not a big surprise at number 1, nor is Batman at number 2. I am surprised that people are still buying into the Avengers, but we do have a collector's mindset. That's what makes us comic collectors. The rest of this thing, I do notice that Marvel freaking won the week. I have not announced a Marvel win of floppies ever. This is the first week that Marvel has won the floppies. On a more personal note, I know me making voices and the fact that I'm going to leave in the mistakes this time around is why my channel doesn't get the views and the subscribers, but yeah, screw unprofessionalism. I'm just going to have fun. So let's hear what the comic shop owners have to say. FFF is in Melbourne, which is not too far away from Kississa, an hour and a half or so. Probably, depending on traffic anyway. Maybe I'll visit them someday. That would be kind of nice. Anyway, let's see. Marvel is still holding strong with a solid showing in our top 20 at FFF this week. Avengers, Doctor Strange, Marvel 2-in-1, and Old Man Hawkeye all sold well enough to make it into the top 10. DC still held the top spots with Wild Hunt at number 1. It actually might have been the lowest selling new metal issue we've had so far. Most of the previous main metal books saw towering numbers over the rest of their week's books, but Wild Hunt only sold 9 more copies than the next best selling book, which to be fair was still Baby Teeth, which usually sells pretty well on its own. Sorry, there's an exclamation point at the end, so grrrah, gotta exclaim. Batman number 40 was our 15th seller this week, outselling Captain America and all of the new X-Men books. Yeah, I know, I kind of put down FFF for really hyping up Baby Teeth, and it's always in the top 10, and it's great, and it's wonderful, and you have to buy it, but it is a pretty good book. It is. Wow, a lot of Marvel in the top 10, and we saw that it ends up being in... I can tell you, I can understand why Wild Hunt isn't selling as much. Are any of you really excited for metal anymore? They're pushing back the last issue still even more so. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of over it. I'm ready for it to end. And in all honesty, I have to remind myself what the story's about. At least, okay, I do remember Wonder Woman jumping into battle at the end of the last one. So when number 5 comes out, I guess it'll pick up from, I don't know. We'll see. For Marvel, I'm surprised to see how many people passed on Star Wars Thrawn. He's definitely got a cult following with the fans of the old SWEU, but he wasn't really grabbing the attention of the new Marvel readers who may or may not have watched Rebels. Avengers is staying consistent, and we're not even to the midpoint. Hopefully, it maintains readers' interest. Seeing Old Man Hawkeye in the top 10 at number 10 is a little surprising, but people love the original and the Old Man Logan run. Gotta admit, I like the Star Wars books. They're pretty good. They're varying degrees of good. You know, so you got Darth Vader being excellent, and I think Dr. Aphra is pretty good. You know, okay. And in between, everything else falls. But yeah, and generally, I am surprised that people passed on Thrawn because, like I said, Star Wars books, you can basically bet on the fact that they're at least going to be entertaining. On the indie side, Baby Teeth was the number 2 seller of the week, just edging out Detective Comics by 2 copies. Invincible's final issue didn't sell as well as I thought it would in its first week, but we honestly sell more trades of it than we do single issues at this point. I could see that number going up when the final trade comes out. Black Monday Murders was the only other indie book in the top 20, landing at number 14. It's been a while since the last issue, so it's not a surprise to see it low on the weekly list. Oddly enough, the only title of those independent books I can't vouch for is the most famous. I never really got into Invincible. I want to give it a try, but, you know, like you said, it's a little late now. I'd go for the trades more than anything. But I can vouch for Baby Teeth and God dang it, I'm going home. That's it. Well, damn it, I am home. Fuck. Black Monday Murders is pretty good, and I think everybody should check those out as well. Wow! Look at that! More Marvel than DC this week! Has that happened since the Has that happened since the bestseller list started to be a thing? The Wild Hunt was still far and away the bone crusher, outselling the next 3 spots, but still, Marvel's definitely getting on the board more and more consistently. Nice to see Marvel 2-in-1 and Captain America chart in the top 5 because they're really good and they deserve it. Sorry, gang, this is the Ghetto top 10 countdown this week. You know what? It's going to be bare bones as well. I just decided that. Screw it. I am so messed up as far as my language is concerned. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm having a stroke. I don't know. Anywho. Let's see. Anything to mention about that? Blah, 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 blah. Nope. Like I said, I was surprised to find out that it's a Marvel week as well. Never happened before. Marvel rebounded with strong sales across the board. Osborn's little red friend got everyone excited for Spider-Man again. Donny Cates, Doctor Strange has sold well in preparation for the signing we're hosting in just a few hours of writing this. I feel like Star Wars Thrawn was the first time in a while that I've had a Star Wars book in the top 10. Honorable mention goes to Aftershocks Cold War, which had to be reordered. Had we gotten the reorder this week, it might have had a top 10 spot. For the record, I'm the guy that doesn't really care for Donny Cates' turn on Doctor Strange, but I know I'm in the minority, but hey, gotta get that opinion out there. The penultimate chapter of Metal Event, Dark Knight Rises, The Wild Hunt, pretty much flew off the shelves this week, outselling every other title by at least double for us, padding out the Caped Crusaders' sales dominance. Detective Comics 974 followed in the number 2 slot. So what do you think? After Action Comics 1000 hits the stands, you think we're going to start seeing some hype for Detective Comics 1000? You would think. First Batman. I mean, that's actually Detective Comics. The first thing there was a Japanese guy on the cover. So just kind of weird. Maybe they'll do something for 1027. Marvel surprise hit Marvel 2-in-1 continues to stay strong with its 3rd issue, giving Marvel a regular top 5 title for our stores for the first time in a while. Meanwhile, we've got some fresh blood holding down the fort in the bottom half of the list as both Sideways #1 and the rebooted Kick-Ass both performed solidly. Well, I'm sure you kids noticed that Sideways was not in the top 10 this week. This is the first of the DC's New Age of Heroes not to be. That's a sad sight, especially considering it's one of the better ones. Well, yeah, they've got 3, but it would definitely be number 1. I would go Sideways Damage and then the other one with a woman, Silencer. Best Wednesday for sales for the year yet. Very strong sales. Dark Knight's Rising: The Wild Hunt #1 easily took the top spot. Ragman #5 managed to make it into our top 10. Amazing Spider-Man, which had fallen very far sales-wise, has suddenly surged forward sales-wise. Avengers, as a weekly, is doing very well. Marvel showing some signs of life, hoping for a repeat of great sales next week. I like that Marvel's selling. I like the fact we're hearing good things, but I still want DC to win. I'm more of a DC fan. I want Aquaman in the top 10 all the time instead of Spider-Man. Just go figure. You know, that's the way I am. There's some great titles over at DC that I think are way undervalued and underread. Another good weekend sales. A lot of fun books out this week. Metal continues its dominance with Wild Hunt taking the top spot. Marvel, however, had 6 out of 10 to DC's 4 spots. Amazing Spider-Man Annual and Avengers both outsold Detective in Action. DC books that would be a top 10 no-brainer a year ago, Flash, Wonder Woman, JLA, were good enough for top 20, but not top 10. Okay, JLA, not even top 20 to be honest. It would be nice to see DC take JLA a little bit more serious and put some real top-notch star talent on it. You know, I mean, it's their flagship, or it should be. Batman's really their flagship. Superman's doing pretty good, but really, JLA, it's got all the classics. Get it in there, guys. Come on, just because the movie flopped doesn't mean the comics have to. To be honest, the movie was like, what, number 11, number 10 or 11? It's only because of the budget that it flopped. Our 6 through 10 books were Vader, Titans, X-Men Blue, Marvel 2-in-1, and Old Man Logan. Old Man Hawkeye would have probably made the list had we not sold out on Wednesday. What's that mean? It sold out, therefore it wasn't in the top 10? You didn't order enough. The return of Kick-Ass was met with a resounding, really? Okay. Which is better than my review. Strong DC sales once again. The Wild Hunt took number 1 by a landslide, but the surprise came in second place slot where Sideways came in just behind Wild Hunt. Most impressive performance and much better than the first 2 New Age of DC hero titles. Marvel took positions 6, 9, and 10 this week, with Marvel 2-in-1 outperforming all other Marvel titles. Star Wars titles fell out of the top 10 entirely, with all 3 of this week's Star Wars releases sitting comfortably in the mid-teens, which is far below where they were a few months ago. Yeah, before the hype of the movie and people were like, yeah, Star Wars. Oh, that's what it is. Anyway, I gotta say I'm disappointed Sideways wasn't in the top 10. I liked that book. I was hoping the DC New Age of Heroes would continue to excite people all the way throughout. And to die on this one is the one that doesn't make it? That is a shock. What it could have been is the excitement of Damage sold Silencer, but the content of Silencer killed excitement for Sideways. That's a theory. Just a theory. I know there are some, well, actually people who'll say, well, by that logic, the next book will sell. No, unfortunately, if they lost the people, they're not going to come back. They're not going to be like, yay. No, it's pretty much a done deal. Anyway, if that theory holds still. So anyway, let's go on over to Comixology and see how the digital sales hold up. See who wins that. Wonder Woman number 40 makes it into the top 10 at number 10. Here's that Avengers book again. Number 9. Titans number 20 made it into the top 10 at number 8. Good cover, too. Number 7 goes to Injustice 2, Chapter 45. Flash number 40 makes it to the number 6 spot. Action Comics 997 fills the number 5 spot. Number 4, we have Darth Vader number 11. Detective Comics 974 gets to number 3. The final issue of Invincible makes it to the runner-up position, number 2. And just like with the floppy copies, Dark Knight's Rising Wild Hunt number 1 makes it to number 1. Unlike the floppy copies, DC trounced the crap out of Marvel. It's 7-2 with Invincible taking one of the spots. I mean, that is just an ass-kicking. And I remember, not Cebulski, Brevoort saying that Marvel wins over at the digital copies. Well, you just got your ass handed to you. With DC needing only 4 to win the week, I don't see Marvel recovering, but here we go. 8-3, with Hal Jordan Green Lanterns taking the 11th spot. Marvel 2-1, number 3 at number 12, makes the score 8-3. 8-4. As Captain America slips into the number 13 spot. Number 14 is X-Men Blue. Number 21, it is now 8-5. Why did people buy this book? Ms. Marvel's not even in it. 8-6. At number 16, Star Wars Thrawn makes it 8-7. Buy a DC book, people, come on. And they did it. Number 17, Red Hood and the Outlaws, number 19, makes it 9-7 DC's favor. I am sad to see it this low in the countdown, but glad to see it at least somewhere in the top 20. Sideways number 1, it is now 10-7. Marvel Comics cannot win, they can only tie. At number 19 is Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 42. I misspoke. They are not able to tie because of the independent comics, including the one at number 20, which is Kick-Ass. Man, this book sucked. So there you go, gang. Those were the digital sales. DC won that round 10-8 with 2 independents. I'd like to see independents make a better showing. I would be happy if DC lost, but they lost to independents. That would be kind of cool. See some of the, you know, granted, I have my favorites, but that would be nice. But what did you think? What do you think about all of the books that made it or not? Was there something you want to push? Is it me, or is it almost criminal that Daredevil and Iron Fist aren't in the top 20, but Ms. Marvel is? And it's just the supporting players that are making Ms. Marvel in the... That's a sad state of affairs, ladies and gentlemen. That's just my opinion. What is yours? What do you think? What books are missing? What books would you put on? What books would you take off? Let me know, what do you wish people would buy more of that needs attention? Put that in the comments below. Let's hashtag move the needle in the comments section. Also, if you like this video, you want to see more, click like, share, of course, get the word out about the channel. And don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't done it already. If you have, and you're like, wait a second, I didn't know you put out a video, check and make sure you're subscribed, because YouTube's been messing up on the subscriptions and the notifications. So also make sure that that bell is rung so you don't miss anything, because cool things happen around these parts. Also, this is the way to make a living, so if you don't mind helping the channel out, helping me out, please go on over to Patreon. Drop $1 in the till. Help us keep the lights on and help us keep making videos for you. I had to change up the giveaway. It turns out I can't do tiers because that's too much like a raffle, so for legal reasons I can do a giveaway to my patrons. So this month it's going to be Illustrated Batman by Neil Adams Volume 2. It's an excellent book. It will come to you sealed. It's beautiful on the inside. I have a copy myself. I definitely recommend you check it out. Even if you don't join the Patreon, you should buy one. It's just an amazing book. But if you do, $1 gets you in the running. So by all means, go on over to Patreon. Like I said, links in the description below. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.